Welcome back, adventurers, to another episode of Let's Play Blackwell Unbound. In the last episode, Lauren and Joey put the matter of the Countess on hold to venture over to 53rd and Lex Street to find out the source of the construction site, which has now been abandoned. And it turns out that, much like Isaac over at the Roosevelt Island Promenade, there is in fact a ghost haunting this construction site. And as with most spirits, this particular one is not easy to interact with. Now, let's start on a couple of photos there. Probably should have taken a couple of photos of Isaac and Dwayne. I think they're the two remaining photos, but we're not specifically here for bonus content. Anyway, yeah, we've made a fair bit of headway in actually getting Joey to talk with the haunting spirit of the construction yard. However, things are a little bit more complicated. No, don't go over there, Joey.
Hey, kid! Knock on the gate again.
Another visitor? Oh, you again.
Yeah, it's good that, yeah, definitely good that Joey Joey automatically asks Lauren to do that automatically right off the bat, so we don't have to keep going to the gate again.
What's your name?
Excuse me?
Your name?
My name is on the door. If you don't know who I am, then why are you here?
Sorry to tell you this, but you don't really have a door anymore. Of course, not that she would be aware of that, because she still thinks she's in her apartment building, which has clearly been razed to the ground.
I have something to tell you.
Oh?
There's no delicate way to put this. You're dead.
Pardon me?
Dead and buried. You're a ghost haunting a wasteland.
You're unbalanced. Tell me what you want before I call the police.
Well, I don't think that Joey has to worry about ghost cops.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Look, I've had enough. I'm not going to stand here and indulge in idle chit-chat. Who are you?
Well, we could always say we're a census taker.
I'm with the Census Bureau, and I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Where's your clipboard?
Excuse me?
I thought all census takers needed a clipboard.
Ah, no. Not anymore. Cutbacks.
You're not fooling me. You're one of them, aren't you?
One of them? Who is them?
I told you all before, I am not leaving. The only way you can drag me out of here is as a corpse. Goodbye. Trying to get rid of me, will they?
She looks middle-aged, but it's hard to tell in her current state. Like most ghosts, she doesn't seem to be aware of her surroundings.
Did I leave the gas?
Indeed. Although, I think by them she is referring to the construction people that tore down her
Where else can I
apartment.
go?
Hey, kid! Knock on the gate again.
My, I'm popular today. Oh, you again.
Yep, you're our only one and only visitor, Joey Malone.
I'd like to ask you some...
Look, I'm not. Who are you?
That line about the gas there.
I'm with the gas company. I was sent to check your apartment for leaks.
Didn't you come this morning? Yes, you did. You found nothing and you charged me a fortune.
That must have been someone else.
You're not fooling me. You're
One of who is...
No,
I told
she didn't
you
buy
only is
that.
as goodbye. This place is filthy.
But I wonder,
Where
Did,
else can I go?
was she actually dragged out as a corpse. I wonder.
Hey, kid.
Ma. Oh.
I'd like to ask...
Look, I'm not. Who are.
Let's try the neighbor.
I live next door.
You do? Which room?
4E?
No, you don't. You're not fooling me. You're one of them, aren't.
One of... who?
I told the only is as goodbye. Where else can I go?
Hey, kid.
Try this again.
Ma. Oh.
You're not in a building, lady.
What are you talking about?
We're on the ground. We're outside.
You, sir, need glasses. Look at the door. It says D, clear as day.
There's D.
I'd like to ask...
Look, I'm not. Who are you?
D on the front door. That's interesting.
Oh, you.
Yep.
Well, I own. You're not fool.
Who is...
I told the owner is as goodbye. This place
Nope,
is
don't think we
filthy.
can interact with her on anything else. So, there is this trailer
Where else
over
can
here,
I go?
Looks like a foreman's trailer.
which appears to be the only way we can
This place is filthy.
explore. Of course, we still can't
Trying to get rid of me, will they?
completely leave Lauren's side. Let's go in anyway. It's dark in here. Of course, Joe being a ghost, he can't actually turn on the lights.
Just a bunch of drawers. Even if I wanted to stick my head inside, which I don't, it would be too dark to see anything.
Indeed. Sadly, ghosts do not possess night vision. Unfortunately.
Cheap material. I want nothing to do with it.
Joey doesn't seem to appreciate foreman attire. There is a sign over here though, Seagram Realty.
It says Seagram Realty. I guess they're the guys who own this construction outfit.
Probably the ones who our ghost has been complaining about. Nope, this is about as far as Joey can go from Lauren's side, since she can't actually get over the gate. Some blueprints on the table. Maybe they're important.
I can't make heads or tails out of this thing. I can't touch it.
Unfortunate. There is a calendar over here.
The name under the picture is Farrah Fawcett. I wonder if she likes dead guys.
I couldn't tell you either way. Can't examine the drawers here, and there is
Just a fan.
There is something else on the table next to the blueprints. Prints, sorry. A letter.
Let's take a look-see.
It's dated July 23rd, 1973. Dear Mr. Foreman, I was hoping you could help me. I've tried speaking to your boss, but he ignores my calls. Sorry, that's calls there. Keep slowing my sentences. The agreement, I believe, was $230 a month for 5 years. However, since the move, I have only been receiving $225 a month. Could you please send someone with the $60 I'm entitled to? I'd come myself, but it's hard for me to get around these days. Signed, Mrs. Harriet Sherman.
This lady is upset because she's been stiffed $5 a month.
Pretty much.
This letter was written only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
My guess is that she's not too happy with the foreman. Harriet Sherman. I have no idea who she is, but any lead is a good lead.
Well, it's the only lead we have at this point. And I'm guessing that Harriet Sherman is not the name of the woman outside. But we could always talk to her and see if that is the case.
They have no right. No right. This place is filthy.
Hey, kid! Knock on the gate.
Ma. Oh.
No,
Thanks for your time.
Yes, well, good day.
Did I leave the gas on?
she is not Harriet Sherman,
I'd like to see
obviously.
him try.
It's,
Hello out there.
Joey, what are you...
Just sit tight.
Hurry up. Some homeless guy just made a pass at me.
They want to fight? I'll give them one.
That's probably a sign that the going is good right about now. Let's go through the gate.
That broad really hacks me off.
You should try flowers next time.
Well, we've done all we can do here. Back to the apartment we go. Check our notes, and Harriet Sherman is not listed in the notes. However, we could find her in the phone book. Harriet Sherman. There we go.
Got her. There's a phone number but no address.
Well, phone number's better than nothing. Let's try giving her a call.
Hello?
Is this Harriet Sherman?
Who is this?
My name is Lauren Blackwell.
What do you want?
You know, come to think of it, probably talking to her out of the blue as a complete stranger would definitely be a surprise to anyone. And I think she might get a bit suspicious if we just played idly in our inquiry. So we're going to cut right to the chase and explain about Seagram Realty.
I'm calling from Seagram Realty.
Oh, why didn't you say? You've got my $60.
Yes, I do. But before I give it to you, I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Fine. Come on by and I'll answer whatever you want. 24 Rector, down in Battery Park City. Just buzz up.
So, Joey,
Yeah?
got any spare cash on you?
Sorry, left my wallet in my other pants. Probably the pair I was buried in.
Unfortunate. Well, good news is that Lauren was able to convince Harriet that she was a representative of Seagram Realty. The bad news is the fact that, Harriet still wants her $60. And guess who just happens to have $60 in her rainy day jar?
It's my rainy day jar. I put some money in here whenever I think of it. It's a trick I learned from my mother. There's around $60 in here now.
How very convenient.
The things I'll do for a case.
Yep.
Lauren's rainy day fund, $0.
Well, no helping that, I'm afraid.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Away we go to Battery Park City. Or somewhere. Anyway, to Harriet Sherman's we go.
It's open! I'm back here in the kitchen!
It's actually a
Harriet?
nice apartment.
Mrs. Sherman, if you don't mind. You from Seagram Realty?
Yes.
Have you got my money?
I wanted to ask you a few questions first.
You're welcome to ask me anything you'd like. After you give me the money. You got it?
I sure do.
It's about time. Give it here.
Here you go.
It's all here, sure enough. I'd say thanks if I hadn't had to fight tooth and nail to get it.
What teeth, you old bat?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I won't. Now, you wanted to ask me something?
The music is rather quaint. Nice sort of plain walls and decorations. And a dog sleeping in its little basket there. We could ask about Harriet. Probably a good place to start.
So tell me about yourself.
Me? What do you want to know?
Your name came up during an investigation I'm working on.
Investigate?
Not exactly.
Ah,
You just use them as a way to get to me, huh?
Yes. Is that a problem?
Oh, not at all. Just don't expect your money back.
She's all heart.
Alas, goodbye, rainy day fund. Never mind. Yeah, start off with the information about the construction site, although of course if we talk about ghosts, she's going to think that we're a loony.
What can you tell me about the construction site on 53rd Street?
You've been there? How's the old place looking?
It's a big hole in the ground.
Ha! Can only be an improvement. I used to live there. Then Seagram Realty bought it and tore it down. Going to build something new and fancy, no doubt.
Unfortunately, that isn't going to be happening anytime soon. Don't actually have much else we can actually, maybe let's ask again.
They kicked you out of your own home?
No big loss. The place was a dump. Plus, they wanted it so badly that they paid most of us a monthly stipend just to leave. Pretty generous, actually. I can almost forgive them for nearly robbing me.
$5 a month. Let's keep inquiring about this.
So they paid you money to leave.
Yep. Like I said, it was a pretty generous deal. Building was about to be condemned anyway, so everyone was grateful for the offer. Well, everyone except for Mavis Wilcox.
Aha! We finally have the name of our potential mystery spook. Mavis Wilcox.
Who is Mavis Wilcox?
A lunatic is what she was. She lived down the hall from me, so I know how crazy she was.
Why was she crazy?
She refused to leave is why. Seagram was offering her a fortune, but still she refused.
Yeah, she didn't seem too enthused about having to move out of her apartment.
Why did Mavis refuse to leave?
She was a lunatic. I believe I already established this. A total shut-in. The prospect of leaving her little apartment terrified her. I'm old and feeble. If I could manage the move, she could have. Of course, it doesn't matter now.
There's a bit of a double meaning there behind those words.
Did they ever get Mavis to leave?
Oh, you could say that. Yes, you could definitely say that. She left all right. Left the entire world, in fact.
You mean she died?
Yes. Someone broke in and choked her to death. Right in the apartment she loved so much. I'd call it ironic if it weren't so tragic.
Someone broke into her apartment and choked Mavis to death. That is definitely not coincidental.
Did they ever find out who killed Mavis?
No. Some street kid, most likely. Thought the building was empty and went in to steal whatever was left over. Didn't count on anyone being there. Bumped into Mavis, then had to kill her. Happens all the time.
I'm not convinced about that, Harriet Sherman.
How well did you know Mavis?
Like I said, I lived just down the hall from her, on the 3rd floor. I didn't know her well, but she did get some mail just before they smashed the place up. I took it, just in case a relative or something came looking. But it's been 6 months, and nothing.
Well, let's have a look at that, shall we?
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
Just that she lived on the 3rd floor with me. There's nothing else.
3rd floor, room D. Let's check Mavis's mail.
Do you still have Mavis's things?
Yes, I do. Such as they are. There wasn't much, just that envelope on the counter.
Could I look at it?
You knew Mavis?
Sort of, yes.
Well, you might as well take a look at them. Nobody else has come looking.
Don't mind if we do.
Thanks.
Well, that's pretty much everything we need to know about Mavis. So, let us say fare thee well.
Goodbye, Mrs. Sherman.
Don't mention it.
Away we go. Also noticed that there was a spot on the wall where a painting was being hung, but there isn't one right now. So, let's have a chat to Joey.
Hey, Joey.
What's the deal?
Any thoughts on our construction site ghost?
Her? She's not bad looking in a motherly kind of way.
Any thoughts on how to save her?
Nothing springs to mind.
I wasn't expecting much from
That's
you
it
there,
for now.
Joey.
Yeah, we'll talk more later.
Let's have a look at that envelope.
There's not much in here. Just a photograph and a letter.
I'll definitely save us some time. Huh.
That's her. That's the ghost at the construction site.
So our ghost's name is Mavis Wilcox.
I'd bet the farm on it.
Alright, that is her. But, that letter. Let's have a read of it. Dated October 18th, 1972. Mrs. Wilcox. Thank you for agreeing to speak with me the other day. As promised, I'm returning the photograph you lent me. All the best, J. Mitchell, The New Yorker, New York, NY. So Joseph Mitchell has appeared yet again. That is very interesting. Of course, hold on. Sorry about that. There's Mavis.
That's her. Definitely the lady at the site.
In the flesh.
That's her.
This kid doesn't look too happy to be with Mavis.
He's wearing a shirt. Columbia.
He's wearing a Columbia University sweatshirt.
That might be another lead. However, that being said, this is going to be the end of this particular episode of Let's Play Blackwell Unbound. And when we return, adventurers, we're going to try and find even more leads on information about Mavis Wilcox, which will definitely certainly help getting her to move on to the afterlife. It'll certainly make our job a hell of a lot easier in the process. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.